What improvements have you made to the boat over the winter since we last saw you?
So we eventually got a new supercharger, which we'd been waiting on all last year. So that perked us back up to where we should have been horsepower wise, just under 1,000. And then we've done some other bits and pieces, made it a bit easier to get the engine in and out because it needs to for any work. And then rudder wise, that was the main pickup on speed. That's where we've gained some speed with work on making the boat more efficient in the water, and handling better.
I mean, it looked at one stage as if you were having problems with your microphone today. It literally kept falling away from your face. Was that something that you were conscious of? You looked like you were having a fighting battle with it.
Yeah, half the race I had it between my teeth, and then I was trying to talk to Tom while gritting my teeth. Yeah.
What can you do to actually try and close the gap on Drew?
Well, we for sure have got more speed to come from the boat because we've still got a couple of things that we ran out of testing time to do. But we had to fuel manage for about 40 miles today because we either have fuel in the boat that we couldn't get out on the pumps, or we have a weak transfer pump, and we had to ease right back to like half throttle, and it's funny, like you lose 10 mile an hour coming back half throttle. So where we'd imagined we were going to make some ground up on Silverline, which was when we got back into the bay, we'd had to sort of come out of it and run in the 80s, high 80s, and hope we were going to finish. But about 4 miles from the finish, the second side of the tank ran dry, and we switched back to the original side and just picked the engine back up before it died completely, and then made it across the line.
Tom, I mean, it looks like you've got like a bank of dials and switches and God knows what navigation maps in front of you, and you're in possibly one of the tightest cockpits going out there. I mean, just how comfortable can that ride get?
To be fair, it's pretty okay. Just sitting there, and as long as you're strapped in tight, you can sort of move with the boat. And had a couple of spine crunches today, which took off and made my ears hurt a little bit, but generally it's okay.
Are you ever in a position where you're concentrating so much on the dials and navigation that you almost forget where you are?
Oh, most of the race, to be fair. I can't see where I am at any point. The only time that I'm looking out the window is maybe if we were going around a turn marker to try and see who's behind us.
Falmouth coming up. What can you promise us? Anything special this year, Gary? I mean, you're the organiser of the race down in Falmouth.
Yeah, so we've got start-wise, we've been talking with the harbour commissioners, and they would like a longer run into the start. So they would like us coming out of the estuary and running around the headland along the beaches before we make a turn across the bay for the start run. So they would like a sort of a reasonable speed parade so that everyone gets more of a chance to see what's going on. And obviously we're in midsummer there, so it's really going to be Falmouth buzzing that time of year. And there's more chance of it being a raceable day with the weather because we were in a very difficult time of year, and we managed to run a race, but Falmouth picks up the weather a lot more than most places, as you know, and you're always going to get a beating out there.